In this video, we're going to have a look at independent and dependent events within probability calculations. Now, independent events are successive events that have no impact on each other. So we have event A and event B, and event B has no impact from event A, and event A has no impact on event B. Alternatively, two events could be dependent events. Now, this is where successive events will have an impact on each other. So event B will be dependent on what has happened in event A, and event A will impact what happens in event B. So let's have a look at some examples of independent and dependent events. So in this example, we want to label each of the following pairs of events as either independent or dependent. So looking at the first example, tossing a coin and rolling a dice. These are two separate events that will have no impact on each other, so there will be independent events. If I toss a coin and get a heads, when I roll my dice, I have an even chance of getting a 1 to 6. The two events have no impact on each other. So in the next one, in B, drawing two cards from a standard pack without replacing the first before drawing it, that is going to be dependent. Because when I do my first draw, there's 52 cards I can choose from. Because I'm not replacing it, and it says that within the question without replacing, when I do my second draw, instead of having 52 cards, I'm going to have 51 cards. So that's going to impact on the probability or the options I can draw on my second draw of my cards. So the first event is going to impact on the second event. And see, I'm drawing two cards from a standard pack, this time replacing the first before drawing a second. Now this is going to be independent. It's going to be independent because I draw my first card, I'm choosing from 52. Because I'm putting it back on my second draw, I've also got the same 52 cards I can draw. So my second draw is not impacted by what I draw out on my first. But because they're not impacted, it is going to be an independent event. So the key difference between B and C is in B, it's dependent because I'm not replacing my first card. In C, when I am replacing it, it becomes independent events. So there are a couple of examples of classifying independent and dependent events.